Hi viewers, this is a less than 20 minutes video presentation on Introduction to Education Psychology, assignment number 2. The presentation topic to be covered in this video podcast is polyandry. Before going into the content, first of all, let me introduce to you myself and my fellow colleague, Mr. Ruel Nigis, who will jointly elaborate on the same topic in the second segment or part of this video content. As a way of formality, I am Heman John, and both of us are doing our postgraduate diploma in education at the University of Goroka this year, 2024. This video podcast consists of two segments or parts. I will set the tone in the first part or segment, while as my PhD colleague, Mr. Nigis, will join in later on to cover the second part or segment and will briefly summarize the main points covered and conclude the presentation. Okay, the first part, which is about the origin, definition, and explanation of the root word polyandry. The word polyandry is a word, or in this case, a concept that can be understood well in a relationship or marriage between male and female context. The word itself is of two main syllables, where the prefix syllabus or polu is derived from the Greek root word polu, which means many, and the later syllabus andry comes from Greek root word endes, which means men, which means man. When those two words are combined or put together, the word polyandry came into existence. By being aware of the origin of the term polyandry, it makes us easy to define the word itself just by making sense of how it is derived. So now let's define polyandry as a concept. Polyandry as a concept refers to a kind of relationship, in particular a sort of marital affair where a woman is found to have two or more men as sexual partners at the same time. There are two types of polyandrous affairs. The first type is known as the fraternal polyandry, which involves a woman having sexual relationship with two or more brothers. Second type is known as non-fraternal polyandry affair, whereas the woman having sexual relationship with multiple menfolks who are not necessarily from the same family or genetically related. In both types of polyandrous affair, the female folks has more control and influence within such family setup. It may be an attribute of traditional kinship in matriarch societies, or partly due to female scarcity or royal monarchical mechanism. Whichever way, the female remains the important factor in terms of production of offspring and kinship inheritance. However, in saying female having more than one partners, that is something common amongst various animal species within the animal kingdom, but not visible in most human societies around the world, even in PNG at this age. Polyandry in animal kingdom, like in wildlife preservation or farming, is very beneficial in a number of ways. Number one, or the first way, it is beneficial for cross or selective breeding for hybrid and healthy offspring. Number two, or the second way, for different seconds extension of animal species. And the third reason, polyandry can be practiced in animal species to maintain a status quo or production level in farming activities. As such, given the above, I have provided the stated reasons, polyandry practice is meaningful in animal kingdom. On another token, female folks' prostitutional activities involving a single woman with many male partners doesn't fit the definition of polyandry, as polyandry is a more formal and has traditional inherited significance and benefits. Prostitutional activities by women is completely taken out of the picture due to its temporary nature, secrecy, and informal, as opposed to be formally accepted and publicly recognized, as is the case in polyandrous affair. Another point to be stressed in this, in the first part of this video, is the context of polyandry. In human societies, there are few places around the globe today that have traditional matrilineal society, where such polyandrous models can be deep-rooted and permitted, like the people living along the Himalayas range. The Tibets, Nepal, and Indians, apart from Jewish and South Pacific region, have somewhat traditional matrilineal philosophy inherited from generation. In contrast to other societies around the globe, Melanesian culture, in particular Papua New Guinea customs and tradition, is quite unique, as we have traditionally inherited both matrilineal and patrilineal philosophical perspective in various parts of the country. Such kinship and traditional cultural value system gave birth to polyandrous affair on one end and polygyny on the other. In PNG, especially in coastal, the New Guinea Highlands remains the only region that are likely to practice polyandry due to its Melanesian version of matrilineal tradition, while as the other three regions, say Highlands and Southern, have somewhat the opposite given the patrilineal philosophical ideology inherited from generation. Have direct links to polygamous family affair practice evident in PNG context. It is all because of its benefits and prestige that is associated with its traditional legacies. However, in light of the Western or contemporary marriage philosophy, such extended lifestyle has come under close scrutiny over the last century. To round up the first part of the presentation podcast, there are ongoing debates on polyandrous and polygyny marriage and its regulatory framework to ensure justice is held in those spaces and practiced within our culture. However, due to varied reasons, when polyandry is put under legal microscope, cultural norm and views seems to dictate the outlook, thus enable the practice to continue in certain localities still in our country. That brings me to the end of my part. My fellow colleagues will take on from here to enlighten you viewers about the cost and benefits of polyandrous relationship or marriage lifestyle and conclude this video. Please stay tuned and find out the provoking factors that influence polyandrous affairs within the Melanesian culture and the globe at large. Thank you.
Hi viewers or listeners, welcome to the second part or segment of the presentation based on the topic polyandry. I want to share with you some truths about the benefits and the challenges faced under polyandry. Firstly, what is polyandry? Polyandry is a form of marriage in which a woman has more than one husband or multiple husbands at the same time. This type of form of marriage is not as common as monogamy or polygamy. Under polyandrous marriage, there are several benefits or disadvantages that make it a worthwhile or viable option for some individuals and societies to practice polyandry marriage or involving in polyandrous around the globe. For instance, people living in mountains of human layers set by Indians, Nepal and Tibet are known to practice polyandry marriage because of land scarcity. Let me point out some benefits and disadvantages associated with this unique practice, where a woman has more than one husband. The positive impacts of women having multiple husbands can have greater impacts on the family in terms of their economic stability. One, economic stability. In societies where resources are scarce, polyandry can help ensure that all husbands contribute to the household and income and resources. This can lead to greater economic stability for the family, and also it can help to alleviate or lower economic pressure on the family. In some cultures or societies where polyandry is practiced, like in human mountains set by India, Nepal and Tibet, resources such as land and wealth are limited, and having more than one husband can help to ensure that the family has enough resources to survive. By pooling their resources and working together, the husband can provide for the family more effectively than if the women were married to only just one man. And the second one is the second advantage or benefit of polyandry is division of labor. With multiple or many husbands, the workload or household responsibility and childcare can be shared among them, leading to more equitable distribution of labor. And the third one is potential for increased genetic diversity within the family. By having multiple husbands, a woman is able to have children with different genetic backgrounds, which can help to increase the overall health and reliance of the family. This can be especially important in societies where genetic diversity is valued for its potential to improve overall well-being of the community and the offspring. And the fourth one is the social benefit. Polyandry can also provide social benefit for women and their children in many societies where polyandry is practiced. Women having more autonomy or decision-making power within the family unit. This can help to empower women and give them a greater sense of agency and control over their own lives. Additionally, children in polyandrous families may benefit from having multiple male role model and caregivers, which can help to support a sense of security. However, on the other hand, there are also some disadvantages or challenges faced by those who involved in practicing polyandry marriage. Let me point out some challenges faced under polyandry marriage. The main challenges, disadvantages or negative impacts of polyandry are: number 1, potential jealousy and conflict among the husbands. Having multiple husbands can lead to jealousy and conflict within the marriage, as its husband may feel insecure or competitive with others. In a polyandrous marriage, the husband must share the attention and affection of their wife, which can lead to feeling of insecurity and competition. This can create tension and hatred among husbands as they compete for the affection of their said spouse or wife. Jealousy and conflict can arise if one husband feels that he is not receiving his fair share of the wife's time and attention, leading to resentment and discord within the marriage. And the second disadvantage of polyandry marriage is potential for confusion and uncertainty regarding paternity. In a polyandrous marriage, it can be difficult to determine which is the biological father of their wife's children, especially if the wife has multiple sexual partners. This can create issue of inheritance and succession, as well as emotional confusion for the husband, who may not know if they are the father of their wife's children. The lack of clarity regarding paternity can also lead to question of loyalty and trust within the marriage, as the husband may wonder if their wife is faithful to them or not. And the third one is complicated family dynamic. The polyandrous can be complex and difficult to navigate, especially when it came to decision making and parenting responsibility. Polyandry can create challenges in terms of family dynamics and responsibility. In a polyandrous marriage, the husband must work together to support their wife and any children they may have. This can be complicated by issue of hierarchy and the power dynamic, as the husband may have different opinions on how to manage the household and raise their children. This can lead to disagreement and power struggle within the marriage, as the husband tries to assert their authority and influence. And the fourth one is the social stigma. Polyandry is a relationship may be frowned upon or stigmatized by societies, leading to discrimination and judgment from others. For example, moral and religious objection. Many cultures and religions view polyandry as immoral and against traditional values. It is often seen as a violation of purity of marriage and the family. And the fifth one is legal complication. In many countries, polyandrous marriages are not legally recognized, which can create complication in terms of inheritance, custody rights, and other legal matters. To summarize, the word polyandry comes from two Greek words, polou and endes. Polou means man and endes means many. Therefore, polyandry can be simply defined as a form of marriage in which a woman has more than one husband at the same time. There are two types of polyandry marriage, the fraternal and non-fraternal affairs. Both types are practiced in some cultures, like in Himalaya mountains, said by Indians, Nepal and Tibet. They practice polyandry marriage because of the culture and the tradition in which they belong to. But this practice is rare compared to other forms or types of marriage around the globe. Especially in Papua New Guinea, customs and tradition is quite unique in Papua New Guinea, as we have traditional inheritance, both matrimonial and paternal philosophical perspective in various parts of the country. Kinship and traditional culture value system give birth to polyandrous affair born on one hand and polygamy on the other hand. Like Nibini Island regions such as Buka, Milenbe and East New Britain, they under matrilineal societies where kinship is traced through women bloodlines, while the other three regions, Momasi Islands and region are under patrilineal society where kinship is traced through men's bloodline. Polyandry may not be a good form of marriage. It does offer several benefits and advantages for those who practice it, from like increased economic stability to greater genetic diversity, division of labor, social empowerment. Polyandry provide unique opportunities to strive and prosper. However, there are also some challenges or disadvantages that comes with polyandry marriage, such as potential jealousy and conflict among the husband, potential for confusion and uncertainty regarding paternity, complicated family dynamics, social stigma, and legal complication. Now you know. Please help us to share this video, and thanks for watching.